Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Dayton, Ohio, and this is the Battle Before War, Last Survivors pre-show on this Friday, this eve of destruction, the night before Last Survivor, and we're bringing you a select few matches here tonight, just as a little taste of what you're going to see tomorrow night on Covenant Pro Wrestling, and it's starting off right now, right here, with Connor Gates, the Truthless Hero, taking on the Wolf of War, William Black. Friends, foes, who knows? You know, they've been going back and forth, whether they're enemies, whether they're friends, whether they're teaming, whether they're against each other. And right now, we're going to see them against each other one more time to open up this night of action on Covenant Pro Wrestling. And I cannot wait to see what unfolds in this matchup. The Wolf of War, William Black, coming out first in this contest. Just a few weeks ago, teamed with his opponent here tonight, Connor Gates. We thought that might be the resurgence of the Truthless Heroes, but the Wolf of War is on the opposing side tonight. And we have no idea where these two stand as individuals. But right now in the record books, we're going to get a clear line of who is the better man here tonight, because only one man can walk out victorious. William Black, always serious, always ready, always willing to fight. The Jarl of Wrestling, as he is called, is no laughing matter, no joke. And he is about to prove that here tonight, or hopefully do that for himself in this contest. It's quite the interesting vibe we have, because we did see these two team just a couple of weeks ago, and now we're seeing them go head to head, and Connor Gates, as recently mentioned, has undergone a transformation back to a more natural hairstyle, more natural hair color, and maybe he can get back on a natural winning streak as he is so known for. You talk about focus, you talk about being ready for a fight. Neither of these men seem like they are going into this, you know, half-cocked here. And now we are just mere moments, mere seconds from being underway in this contest. Referee Leonard Seymour is the officiant. And in the outset of this match, Connor Gates throws the Wolf of War, William Black, into the corner and hits him with a huge kick to the midsection there, that abdomen. Looked like William wanted to float over and pull something off, but Connor Gates too quick. And now starts the targeting of the extremities here, the targeting of those phalanges, of those arms, of those hands. And now we see him moving toward that midsection yet again. And this is all about wearing your opponent down. But William Black fighting his way out of it, and now just pummeling his former tag team partner with a barrage of strikes here. You know, it's interesting to note what the headspace could be for either of these men. We heard that they felt, you know, invigorated, so to speak, a couple of weeks ago when they teamed together, and now they are just going after one another with, you know, no hesitation here. Got a little bit slipped up, just as Connor Gates did, slipping off that middle rope there, going for that springboard, and now William Black in full control here. Williams, huge haymaker, power bomb position, perhaps in a huge Sit down powerbomb, a pinfall, and a 1 count only. Connor rolling out. And William going over the top, abandoning all sense of safety here. Tonight is not a night to pull your punches. You've got to come at your opponent with everything you've got, and Connor Gates knows that as well, taking out William Black with a brutal knee. And now, speaking of knees, driving the elbow into the knee of William Black. Wait a minute here. Rolling him up. Pinfall. Only a 1 count yet again. Impressive sequence by William Black there to try and get that pinfall. But it seems like Connor Gates, it seems like the truthless hero is not ready to end this one just yet, as he hits William with a kick, but William Black fights back. They don't call this guy a wolf for nothing. German suplex release, and Connor Gates trying to use the corner to find his way to his feet, and is able to do so and hits William Black with a drop kick there. Connor Gates dialing it up here. Call to the void, and a rope break. The officiant Leonard Seymour saw the rope break there, saw the positioning, and decided not to count that pinfall. But now on the barely padded concrete. I guess not out there for long. Connor Gates bringing the action back into the ring. Spinning back fist attempt, and William Black, he might be going for the king killer here, and he hits it. Could this be it? 1, 2, but only a 2. The crowd is screaming, fight forever. They're on their feet. William Black going there for that wolf's clutch. You know, Connor knows it so well. He used it just 2 weeks ago. Float over neck breaker there. And that's what it's going to boil down to. It's going to boil down to the knowledge that they have of each other. And you saw that Connor went for the twisted view. And that knowledge of these two, the knowledge that they have for each other is just coming into play here. And now we might see a Mississippi mud hole up close and personal. William Black, middle fingers and all, showing Connor Gates exactly what he thinks of him over the top. Yet again, William Black moving like a much lighter man. And now just a series of kicks and punches and a spinning knee there. On the mark, but a knee by Connor Gates as well. And this has been back and forth all contest. Both men on equal footing throughout this match at various points. Connor Gates tripping up William Black as we speak. And now on the barely padded concrete, this combination low DDT. And when we say that concrete is barely padded, that's a 1/4 inch. You know, that is a 1/4 inch padding there on bare concrete. That does not feel good, no matter how you want to slice it here. And Connor finally finding some offense here. It seems as though William Black has been the one with the flurries here tonight. He's been the one with the combinations here tonight. But Connor Gates finally finding that momentum. And now this series of kicks and a knee. We saw William Black do the same thing. These two men are a reflection of one another. It comes from years of competing against each other. It comes from years of competing with each other. As William Black is tossed into the barricade, and Connor Gates has some nefarious ideas here as he, collides that foot with the side of the face of William Black. That collision there, you could hear it ricocheting through the arena here in Dayton, Ohio. And the natives of Dayton don't see anything out of the ordinary with this fight. This is just a regular church Sunday for them. And it looks like Connor's going for that maneuver yet again. We see the boot. We see that boot just colliding with the skull. Now working away on that arm. We've seen both men work on the arms, on the legs, on those limbs. And in the case of William Black, if you take away that arm, you take away a lot of the offense. You take away the ability to hook those arms, to pull off the king killer, to do that underhook face buster. And just back and forth yet again. Connor motioning for William Black to get up to his feet. And William at this point is unresponsive. However, now responding with elbow strikes to the face and a low DDT by William Black on the barely padded concrete. Turnabout is fair play here in Dayton, Ohio. Picking him up. But Connor reverse DDTs his way out of that precarious position. And just driving the knees into the chest, into the midsection, into anywhere you can, fit him in. And that's how you're going to chop that big tree down. That William Black, that giant in comparison to Connor. And perhaps another reverse DDT. Hits it with authority there. And I know that this is the prequel to Last Survivor. It's the introduction. But the battle before the war is not to be taken so literally. One of these men is going to have to survive. I hope both of these men survive another day. But it's looking like they're trying their damnedest on both sides to take one another out. Wait a minute. Yet again, the knee strike to the back and the reverse DDT there. Have to wonder, with just 9 minutes and change left in this matchup, when these two are going to bring it back in the ring where the contest can end. When is enough going to be enough here? Just counter after counter. Connor Gates fighting back. The Hurricane back fist yet again. And another. Punches and bunches for sure. And a hip toss from William Black, finally creating some distance. But wait a minute. Counter again. And now counter on the other side. William Black with the axe kick. And we knew that this was going to be a brutal fight. We knew that these two knew each other very well. But what I did not know is they were going to spend an extended amount of time on the outside of the ring. Just open palm strikes to William Black. And I have to say, at this point in the matchup, it's looking like it's coming up Connor here. Release German suplex. And now gesturing to the children in the front row, finger gunning those children in the front row. Connor Gates letting the fans know he's not here to play games. They better watch their mouth or watch their back. But Connor better watch that axe kick on the outside as William Black fights to try to get back into this one. And now back into the ring. Irish whip into the corner. This could mean one thing and one thing only. Ladies and gentlemen, the arms are hooked. Are there gods among us? And yes, there are. But is that going to be enough to end this contest? 2, 3. William Black pulls out a victory here on the pre-show of Last Survivor. But what does it mean for these two men? Have they resolved their issues? Have the issues deepened even further? We can only find out on the next episode of Covenant Pro Wrestling Uproar. And I have no idea what's in store for them, but I do know what's in store for you all right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna see the one and only badass Sarah Ryan in action here tonight as William Black celebrates his victory. And I'm being told that Sarah's going up against a newcomer here in CPW, but someone that we know very, very well. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, the badass Sarah Ryan going head-to-head, one-on-one with the supervillain, Doom. We haven't seen Doom since the days in Hawaii, that shithole in Hawaii. And now she is here in Dayton, Ohio, making her debut on the CPW brand. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know Doom, you're about to know her very well because she is the master of the Necromicon, and she is the master of the Latveria Deathlock. And ladies and gentlemen, she is not someone to take lightly. And I believe that the badass Sarah Ryan is gonna find out that momentarily. Sarah Ryan of the Ryan Family Dungeon, a trainer of many here in CPW, an ally of many here in CPW. But where does she stand at the end of the night when all is said and done in this matchup with Doom? You see the intensity on the face of Sarah. She's never one to come into a matchup without 100% of her efforts. But as you look at the supervillain Doom, you know immediately that it's not going to take 100% of Sarah Ryan's efforts. It's going to take 150% of those efforts. And if you're Sarah, you hope that you have what it takes to withstand this submission expert. The aura surrounding this individual, the intrigue of the enigmatic Doom. We haven't seen her in many, many months. I would even say years at this point. And I have to question, what has she been up to? What has she been doing? The crazed look in the exposed eye of doom tells the story here. And referee Leonard Seymour starting this action off. Luthez pressed by Sarah Ryan immediately, not waiting very long to get this one started. A huge forearm, ripcord forearm, elbow rather. And now going for one of those patented lariats, which Sarah Ryan for some reason likes to call a barbed wire kill shot. Nice wrestling takedowns there on Doom. Showing the strength and now just pummeling Doom with a snap suplex. Alligator rolling her up. Showing the technique and athleticism there. Gut wrench. And a huge throw. This has not gone the way I expected here. A 2 count already in the outset. In the early goings here, Sarah Ryan is looking pretty damn good. You see the knees to the face. And this attitude, this level of tenacity, all goes into the do anything you can to win mentality of Sarah Ryan. A roll up there and only a 1 count by Doom. And just gets tossed like a small child from the clutches of Sarah Ryan. Dragon suplex there released by Sarah Ryan. And ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned the last time we saw Doom, we saw her in a little island of Hawaii. And we're a long way from Hawaii right now, and it looks like Doom is a long way from the person we knew. Because right now, Sarah Ryan is in full control. She's been in full control from the very beginning of this match, and it doesn't look to be changing anytime soon. Off the top with an elbow drop on the barely padded concrete. The maiden of the Ryan family dungeon, putting a Ryan family wrestling clinic on the supervillain known as Doom. Went for another one of those lariats, those barbed wire kill shots, as she says. But Doom picking that leg and now locking in the submission on the outside. But submissions on the outside can only wear it on your opponent. It can't get you a win. And I guess there's a time and a place for all of that. But wait a minute, a low blow by Doom. Showing her villain prowess here. And also now showing her submission prowess, her technique here on the outside. Sarah tossed back in the ring. Appears nearly lifeless here as Doom works on those legs. And that is an important aspect to note, because Doom is a submission specialist. She will lock in that Laveria Deathlock. She will lock in that Unlucky 13. Both of those moves target the legs, target those knees that she's been working on. But now Sarah Ryan seems adamant, seems ready, seems willing to fight to make sure that doesn't happen. As Sarah motions for Doom to get back up. And the forearm there, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. I thought it was over, but only a 2 count. A spinning punch there. Excuse me for a moment, the roll up. And now Doom just kicks to the side of the head. Went for a drop kick, did Sarah Ryan, but I don't think she got all of it. She certainly got enough to send Doom out to the outside, but what has Sarah got in store for her here? I have no idea what she went for there. It looked like an elbow drop, but a very poor decision based on positioning there. But positioning doesn't seem to matter for Sarah Ryan right now as she slams Doom. Slams her down on the barely padded concrete, and now weapons are being introduced. And it appears that referee Leonard Seymour is going to allow it. Doom was going to try her hand at the kendo stick, but now the lariat, and that could do it here. 2, 3. Sarah Ryan making short work of the supervillain known as Doom. Still a great debut for Doom, but Sarah Ryan not backing down, not here, not ever. Congratulations, Sarah Ryan, and I am excited for the next match that we are leading into because, ladies and gentlemen, it's a big one. It is a 6-man battle royale for a TV title opportunity. We've got John Mack, we've got Nova Matthews, we've got Bruno Natoli, Brad Winters, Dalbert Ranger, and Renault LaCroix trying their best to gain a TV title opportunity. This is over the top rope rules. So the last man standing in the ring will have an opportunity at the TV title whenever they so choose. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to be one of those matchups where one man is in the ring for a long period of time and the other men aren't in the same. No, all men are coming out at the same time, and they just have to withstand each other. John Mack. You see on the back of his jacket, the return of the Mack, the bombshell. Made his return to CPW against Mac Daddy Furnace a few weeks ago on the Origins brand, and now being injected here in the Uproar brand for the pre-show of Last Survivor. John Mack is a former 2-time king of Genesis over in other land, should we say. Dreamland, if you will. So John has the ability to be a champion. He's been there before. Will this be the stepping stone to get him there yet again? Talk about men who have been champions here in CPW. Look no further than Bruno Natoli. Bruno looking to get some singles gold around his waist sometime soon. And this matchup is the perfect way to make that happen for him. And ladies and gentlemen, not only is he going to be trying to, outlast 5 other men in this match, he's also going to go head to head against someone that he beat just 2 weeks ago on CPW Uproar in Brad Winters. Brad Winters making his return to CPW after many, many months, trying to make a splash here in his return, but unable to do so. Can he rectify that here tonight, or is Bruno Natoli Magnifico? Is Bruno Natoli gonna put a stop to that as well? Of course, the grandson of Santana Natoli, the Italian legacy in professional wrestling. He's only one Sicilian scoop slam away from victory at any moment, but that's going to be a different story here tonight based on the rules of this match. And ladies and gentlemen, can you feel the power of the bot named Dower? Dower Ranger coming to the ring. Has his little alpaca in hand, his pinata. Viva Dower Ranger here in Dayton, Ohio. The confidant of EBAC, our #1 contender, come blaze of glory for the CPW World Heavyweight Champion. The best friend of the Hyrulean High Flyer. Maybe trying to get some gold here tonight as well, or at least punch his ticket. Oh God, not this guy again. Well, you see the tattoos. Renaud Lacroix, the Belgian bastard. I don't trust the guy with Mr. Cheater tattooed across his chest. This guy is as nefarious as they come. He'll pull out any despicable move that he can to get a victory. And is that going to lead him to a TV title opportunity? It may. But, going by my records, Mr. Cheater, Renaud Lacroix has not had a victory here in CPW yet. I believe he's 4-0 right now. Could he be... 0-4 right now. Could he be 0-5? But the Nepali Supernova Nova Matthews looking to rectify a situation of last week. Nova Matthews made his debut on the Uproar brand unsuccessfully against Io del Sol. And ladies and gentlemen, excuse me for a moment while I snap into a Slim Jim. Because you know what time it is, baby. CPW not sponsored by Slim Jim, but they should be. Nova Matthews. But now, ladies and gentlemen, Old Man Winters, Brad Winters, making his way to the ring. One of the best in the sport, the best in the industry. The master of the M1A1 making his way to the ring. We've been told in a backstage interview that Brad Winters is going to come into this match and give 110%. He's going to show why he belongs on this brand. And according to Brad, he's going to walk out victorious. Not only that, is once he wins, Brad says he's going for that championship as soon as he can. Action started off and all the men grouped up, picking their targets here. Brad Winters working on Renault. Nova going after John Mack, and now going after Bruno Natoli. But Dower Ranger trying to toss Nova over. Nova countering that attempt to throw him over the ropes, and both feet must touch the floor. A single foot is not going to do the job. It's got to be both. Dower Ranger. Sunset flip bomb. And we see in the corner, wait a minute, Bruno Natoli trying to take out Nova Matthews. Nova's fighting his way out of it, an elbow to the face. And that's twice now in this very short amount of time that Nova Matthews has found himself in a very bad position. Brad Winters going after the robot known as Dower Ranger, but gets caught by Nova Matthews. But Brad counters out of it, reverse DDT. And now we see Bruno Natoli, brainbuster on Renault LaCroix. Nova's got Bruno Natoli, thought he was gonna try to toss him over. But Renault, that face buster. And yet again we see Brad Winters. A variation of a burning hammer there, showcasing the strength. You know, Brad came back much leaner than he was. A lot more fit than he was, came back with a different demeanor, a different persona than we had seen him before. And even though he had a loss a couple of weeks ago against Bruno Natoli, he's looking better than he ever has. But speaking of someone that's not looking as good as they could right now, Renault gets hit with that crucifix powerbomb. Brad Winters throws Mr. LaCroix, Mr. Cheater, into the corner as Bruno a brainbuster on Nova Matthews. And now wait a minute, John Mack Got that submission locked in. But submissions aren't going to win you the match. Snap suplex by Brad Winters. Nova Matthews going for a fisherman suplex here, but a Northern Lights out of it. And anytime Brad Winters finds some momentum, he's got another opponent with a target on his back. Hurricane Rana there by Dower Ranger, sending John Mack to the canvas. And now Dower just chopping away on Bruno. Irish whip attempt by Dower. Goes for it again, but Bruno Natoli. Wait a minute, what is this? A face buster there by Bruno Natoli, trying to make Dower Ranger a little less pretty. And ladies and gentlemen, it just occurred to me that Renault is somehow not in this matchup any longer. I don't know how I missed it, but Renault LaCroix must have been eliminated in one of the camera cuts. Nova Matthews got Bruno Natoli on the turnbuckle. Same situation for John Mack. Brad Winters trying to throw him over. Can he do it here? John is fighting his way out of this, trying to fight his way back, and he is able to. Bruno Natoli crashing down with Brad Winters in tow. And now Dower locking into submission on John Mack, trying to take out that arm. You take out the arm, you take out the grip. If a guy can't grab the ropes, he can't stay in this matchup. And Dower Ranger finds himself in a precarious situation here on the outside. That is the last place you want to be right now. You don't want to be on the edge of the ring. You don't want to be anywhere but in the center of the ring. In a matchup like this, and John Mack learning that the hard way. Thrown over the top. Big hammer throw by Dower Ranger. And a cutter by Bruno Natoli. Nova Matthews going for a big spin kick, but hits a shoulder block instead. And now we see Fisherman Brainbuster by Brad Winters. No love lost for Bruno Natoli as he rolls through and hits a Boston Crab on Dower Ranger. He's got it locked in. Seen a lot of submissions in this matchup thus far. They're not going to win you the match, but it'll damn sure wear your opponent down. And perhaps that Boston Crab is what did the number on Dower Ranger and made it so easy for him to get thrown over. Because now we are down to 3 men. Nova Matthews, Bruno Natoli, and Brad Winters. And Bruno and Brad working together as a team, but Nova Matthews still manages to fight on here. But the allegiance, the alliance isn't long lasting, because Brad Winters has just eliminated Bruno Natoli. And Brad in the corner, having some fun. A little bit of fan service. But that's why you got to keep your eyes on the prize. Brad Winters about to be eliminated. But he fights out of it. Nova Matthews decked real hard. Starting to see some swelling develop under that eye there. Brad Winters, a huge shot. Nova fighting back into this one. Wait a minute. And Brad Winters has eliminated Nova Matthews and become #1 contender for the TV title. Whoever holds on to that belt tomorrow night is going to have a target on their back, and the master of the M1A1, Mr. All Day Every Day, Old Man Winters, is going to be aiming for their championship. Congratulations, Brad. Way to make up for that defeat a couple of weeks ago, but nothing is going to make up for anything in this matchup. The fire starter, Jacob Nitro, taking on the quote-unquote future, Kenny Mitch. These two have been embroiled in a feud, and in this main event for the pre-show, Jacob Nitro hopes to put Kenny Mitch out for good, so we can go back to Kenny's Corner making YouTube videos about how he's the best slime maker on YouTube, rather than trying to compete in the ring. Jacob Nitro wants to see Kenny Mitch leave CPW. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do that, because Kenny Mitch seems adamant about staying on the Uproar brand. Apparently Kenny Mitch is one of those people that buy jerseys with their own name on them, representing the country of Canada. You know, every time I see this guy, I don't know what to make of him. He's a great wrestler, less great of a person. Had some success in CPW for a brief moment. He got his 15 seconds of fame as a TV champion. And then, in his own words, he came out to be the worst TV champion in the history of TV. And that's not my opinion. That's something that Kenny came up with on his own. If you want to hear more hot takes like that, watch Kenny's Corner on YouTube. And this all started because Kenny Mitch signed out to be a tag team partner for Jacob Nitro, and then attacked Jacob Nitro out of nowhere. So naturally, Nitro did what was only right and attacked Kenny Mitch right back when he was filming an episode of Kenny's Corner for YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the man that made Kenny's Corner 954, episode 954, the most watched episode of Kenny's Corner ever. That's right, that is the man that is solely responsible for Kenny Mitch getting his second subscriber. Jacob Nitro, a man we know very well here in CPW, has been with us since day one. He's been fighting and clawing and trying to make his way up to the next level of CPW. Championships. He hasn't been able to do it because he keeps getting sidetracked with people like Kenny Mitch and their vendettas against him. We saw him feud with Johnny D. Now we're seeing it with Kenny Mitch. Jacob Nitro can go from being one of the guys to being the guy, if only he is able to create distance between himself and the drama. German suplex here in the beginning of this match. And Kenny Mitch back against the ropes, getting choked out by Jacob Nitro currently. A Frankensteiner by Kenny Mitch. And ladies and gentlemen, just a huge gut-wrench throw, throwing the body of Jacob Nitro backwards. As Loretta Seymour looks on, Jacob for a moment thought he had the legs of Kenny Mitch. Kenny able to turn it around in a suicide dive through the middle rope. Now on the barely padded concrete, a cutter. Picture perfect cutter on the outside. And ladies and gentlemen, I do remind you that this is Extreme Rules. Anything goes here in this match. Both men back on the outside. Just slamming the body of Kenny Mitch down with authority. And a brutal combination here by Jacob Nitro. Nitro blockbuster floating over and just snapping that head and neck forward. That'll give you whiplash. That'll give you a concussion. And Nitro knows this. He's trying to inflict pain on Kenny Mitch in any way that he can. Pinfall here. 1. But only a 1 count. Nitro went to the middle rope, a senton attempt, but not able to get it done. Wait a minute. Kenny Mitch with the spitball. And a 2 count. And Nitro seems disoriented. The crowd is screaming fight forever. And Kenny Mitch is going to get the ladder here tonight. Irish whip it to the corner. Jacob Nitro flipping him around. And now positioning Kenny Mitch on the turnbuckle. Potentially looking for that spider suplex right on the ladder. Oh my God. And this could only mean one thing. The Nitro boost. You saw the body of Kenny Mitch collide with the ladder. But only a 2 count. And a Frankensteiner, and now the body of Kenny Mitch, or the body of Jacob Nitro rather, was on that ladder, and Kenny Mitch on the outside with a chair. Now disassembling the Turkish announce table here in Dayton, Ohio. A springboard back kick there. And a lariat by Kenny Mitch. Kenny going up top. What's he got planned here? Just a splash. 2. But Jacob Nitro not willing to back down just yet. And Kenny's going back for that chair. He's got it in hand, gesturing to the crowd. Placing it in between the middle and top turnbuckles. And that could be a recipe for disaster if he so chooses to use it. Pinfall here, 2. But only 2, and Kenny Mitch cannot believe it. Going out again, coming back in. I honestly don't think Kenny Mitch knows where he is right now. Rolling the body of Jacob Nitro all over that ladder. Goes for the spitball, and Jacob Nitro counters it and slams Kenny right down onto the ladder and slams the chair onto the head of Kenny Mitch, putting it back for safekeeping. You got to give props to Nitro. Wants to know exactly where that weapon is at all times. Kenny Mitch going up top. What's he got planned? Elbow drop from the top. All he did was go plop. Kenny Mitch unsuccessful with that one, and Jacob Nitro drops the double legs onto the thighs of Kenny Mitch. I always think that's quite the strange maneuver to see in professional wrestling, but it's effective nonetheless. Kenny Mitch, a huge DDT. You saw he forced all that extra energy into the impact on that barely padded concrete. And now just a Uranagi type slam on the outside as he retrieves his baby, that steel chair from the corner yet again. Tries to hit Nitro, and Nitro too quick. And just a jawbreaker there on the outside. Nitro feeling the effects of chair shot after chair shot and shots of that ladder, and just falling all over that piece of hardware. Wait a minute, standing Shiranui on the outside. I think part of Kenny Mitch's body collided with that chair, and now Nitro bringing the action back into the ring, back in the confines of the ring where that ladder sits, ready and willing to become involved in this matchup. Nitro going back out again, looking for some more toys, some more international objects here. Foreign objects galore in this matchup. Sidestepping Nitro, Kenny Mitch. German suplex, no release. Holds it, tries to get the pin, but only a 2 count. An enraged Kenny Mitch cannot believe it. He said, "Come here, you son of a bitch." And walks right into an attack by Jacob Nitro. Nitro armed with a chair now. Going for a super kick, unable to hit it. And a lariat. You saw the head and the neck of Nitro collide with a chair, but crossfire. This one could be over. But only 2. The crowd is chanting one more time as Nitro shoves that chair between the first and middle turnbuckle, and another crossfire. That has got to be it, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. Jacob Nitro with a hard-fought victory there, finally getting the win that he seeked over Kenny Mitch, the win that he has sought over Kenny Mitch for numerous weeks. And is this story between these two foes over? Can Nitro finally move on and look towards bigger and better things? But nonetheless, as this night comes to a close, this pre-show comes to a close, Jacob Nitro is successful. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This has been James Randall for Covenant Pro Wrestling. This has been the Battle Before the War. Last Survivor coming your way tomorrow night on YouTube. And we'll see you then. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you to all my helpers here in CPW. Thank you for all my subscribers, and that could be you.